Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to a game that was actually recommended to me by one of my friends. Basically, the rundown is Mark has already played this game. He always plays like these games first, so there's no beating him anyway. But he's already played it, and from what my friend has seen, he said we should definitely do it because obviously we're a horror game. We started a horror game channel, so we should do it. He said it's not jump scare based, but it is technically a horror game. He also said that it's slightly mature. There's a couple questions that are slightly mature. If they're too mature, I'll try to just skip over them and just answer whatever. Because this is called the test. So basically, from my understanding, is that what he's told me is we're going to be asked some questions for like a test, I guess. And that's all he told me. So I don't know how the horror game aspect ties into it, but looking at the screen and looking at or listening to the music in the back doesn't sound like a fun time. So we're just going to get into it before it takes too long. Oh, it's like a RPG.
Nice.
Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You'll be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if it's hard to face. Interesting. We all want to be good people. We really want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? Ooh, that's deep. The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. Answer a long series of questions. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths in your own mind and life so that you can predict your future. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. I know that I know, you know?
Yes.
As long as the answers you provide to the questions asked are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have a natural access to. Interesting. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simple nature. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work unlocking hidden truths within itself. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand or realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needed to be answered. I invite you to grab a drink of water, sit back and relax. This is a horror game though, so I know they're full of garbage. And enjoy the experience. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you are a willing participant, we will be unlocking small substantial information today. Here we go. Would you be alright with living alone forever? Living alone forever. So they said to make your own circumstances. So I'm assuming it's not counting. Because living alone forever, that means everyone in the world is dead, because you're never going to be alone 100%. So that means everyone in the zombie apocalypse, Armageddon has happened, and you're the only survivor. Would I be okay with that?
I probably wouldn't.
I believe all animals would die too, because if the animals survive, then
it's not talking about people in general. It's just talking about everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I would be okay with that.
I
no,
would not be okay.
Because you can't go too long without like interaction, really. So I would say no for that one. Do you like the color blue more than the color black? In general, yes. Just because I don't use black that often. I don't wear black that often. Then again, I don't wear blue that often.
Well, usually there are more shades of blue, and
there's also more shades of blue. Black is just in the absence of white. So, really, I would say technically yes. I would say. What about you guys?
Yes. Yeah, I like blue better.
Okay. If you found money on the street and knew who it belonged to, would you give it back? For me, yes, I would. If I knew who it belonged to, yeah, I'm not gonna steal it.
Yeah, I would not steal it.
Are you sure you want the answers you seek? Yes. Are you afraid of spiders? I am. I mean, If a giant mutant spider came after me, yeah, I'd be terrified, but I'm not scared of everyday spiders, no.
Yeah, like a normal spider that I see, I'm like, oh crap, it's a spider. And then I kill it. But with like some spiders, I would be terrified of them. Like a tarantula.
Yeah, tarantulas are the only spiders I hate, so...
See, spiders for me, like, because I like nature and stuff, and I realize they're a part of nature, if they're in my house, or if they're in my room or whatever, I try to, like, let them out, but if they're not cooperating and letting me, like, put them on a sheet of paper or something, then I murder them and just, like, because I'm done with it. But the first instinct I have is to, like, let them outside. So, no, I'm not afraid of spiders. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava?
What does that mean?
What?
What is that?
Emerge unscathed means, like, you'd have no bruises, no nothing. Like, nothing would hurt. You'd be just fine.
We'd be just fine.
I guess for the science, but what are you testing there? I guess.
Yeah, what
Like
are you
this testing like.
If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava?
Like as a curiosity, maybe, but like.
Because here's the thing, but here's the thing. You're gonna come out unscathed, but while you're in there, it's gonna be super hot. It might be painful while you're in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because physical pain doesn't amount to, like, bruises and stuff. Because unscathed means no, like, no scars, no burns, no nothing. But it still might be, like, you still might be feeling the temperature around it. You might not be getting burns, but you might still feel the temperature of you being basically on the sun.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
in my circumstances I just created, I would say definitely no.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
If I knew I wasn't going to feel anything the entire time, I would say yes, but with the thing I just said, which is probably what they're asking, I would say no. Would you consider yourself to be fat? Well, technically over the average, yes. Would you say that you have lots of charisma?
What's charisma?
I actually am not This is one of those things I hear a lot, and I'm not sure exactly what it means. I was about to look it up, but then I just realized. Alexa, what's charisma?
According to Wikipedia, charisma is compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others.
So it's
Scholars in
Alexa,
sociology-
shut up. So it's attractiveness, essentially. It's a smarter word for attractiveness. Do you think you have lots of charisma? To me personally, yes. I don't really care about what other people say. But
Yeah, I don't really care what other people say.
what do you guys think? It's basically asking, do you think you're attractive?
I wouldn't really know.
Well, would you say you have lots of charisma? It's not asking about other people.
Oh.
Do you, as a self-image, think you're attractive?
Not entirely.
Man.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying yes because I'm the one controlling the test.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen
What?
Why would you?
to go into the future? Because freezing yourself, when you freeze your body, you can come back to life essentially if you get unfrozen. So, for example, I think what's his name? Shoot, why am I drawing a blank now? Stephen Hawking. I think his body is being frozen right now, so he can get into the future when they have the technology to bring him back. I've never thought about it, no. Nor have I wished it, so I guess technically no. I've never thought about that at all. So technically no. I doubt these guys have either.
Yeah, me neither.
This is all very interesting. Did you realize that the last letter of the previous 5 questions, when put together, spelled the name Satan?
I did not realize that.
I did not know that, nor did I want to know that. I did not know that, no. Does that make you uncomfortable? Not really. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? Well, when I know that there's going to be a hit. Okay, well, now we know there's puzzles and clues in these, so we should pay attention more often. I would say generally yes. As long as it's not like an open world puzzle, because then I'm screwed. But I would say generally, yes. Are you not wondering what other hidden messages are placed? Yes, I am.
Yes.
Have you been entirely honest with your answer thus far? Yes, we have. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? Yes. Were you aware that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly? No. Is there? Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? Are you wondering? Yeah, technically. Would you consider yourself captivated?
What does that mean?
I think captivated is another word for attractive again. So technically, very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? Here's one of the ones that it depends on the thing. Am I stupidly brave? No. Like if I see something, like if I'm about to do something that has like impossible odds that could like hurt me or like risk my life even, I'm not gonna do it obviously. But many things, like yeah, like I guess it's interesting because like there's things I know I'm not gonna do. Like I'm not gonna ever bungee jump. That just seems stupid. Falling down, being held by a single piece of rope that's tied to your back. That just sounds like a monkey came up with that idea. Skydiving is an iffy situation for me because if I'm going with someone who I know is a professional that's been doing it for at least like 20 plus years, I would feel fine doing it, but that would depend on the situation too. But I think this is talking about just like in general. So like trying to think of where I'm brave in normal life. I mean, starting this YouTube channel is a brave thing to do, because you don't know how that's going to take it. You're entering the world of media, and when you enter the world, any YouTuber will tell you, entering the world of media is one of the scariest things you can do, because you don't know how people are going to take you or your channel. So, going in this direction, that would be a brave thing to do, is starting your own YouTube channel. While it might seem minuscule, it's actually kind of pretty brave, especially if you're going into it with a face cam. Like that's automatic. You're automatically brave for doing that. We're not even doing that because, first of all, I don't think anyone should see our faces yet, just because I think you guys should get to know us for our content first, and then worry about what we look like after. And so I'd say generally yes. I would go with generally yes. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like if I'm in a situation where I know I'm probably gonna get help, I wouldn't do it. But in like a normal situation, then I probably would be brave for that. But I can't think of a situation where I was brave for something. But I would go with yes.
I'm trying to see if I can answer the question for them, because I don't think, because like we're all in school, so I'm trying to think of like, there's nothing really brave in school, I guess. Like, I mean, it's for our school, it's not very common. Good, which is good, I guess. Well, I mean, there's some, but for me, I've never gotten bullied in school, actually, which I thought was surprising. But like, it's very, like, I guess standing up to a bully would be brave.
Helping someone, like if someone's getting bullied, if you help them, that would
well, yeah, any type of interference with bullying, that's pretty brave.
Yeah.
Like walking up to a girl for men is kind of brave.
Yeah.
There's a couple things, but in our day-to-day lives, we never really go too adventurous. We technically were just at Disney, and we had no clue what any of those rides were gonna do. Besides Tower of Terror, we knew kind of what that was gonna do, but still, it was brave to go on those because we didn't know how we were gonna take it. So I would say all three of us, I guess. Zach's on the lesser side. He's kind of second guesses himself. Not self-guesses, I don't know what I was trying to say. He second guesses himself a lot, so I would say he's definitely on the lower side of the spectrum. What I would say, in some cases, Zach would be yes. But Isabel, yes, I think she kind of does things without a care in the world, really. So I think she would definitely be brave, but again, I think to me, I think me and Zach are on different sides. I'm more brave. He second guesses himself a little bit, and Isabel's kind of like right in the middle. Yeah. So I think we're done with this question. Yes. Do you view yourself as someone with above average intelligence? I took an IQ test twice with credible, like, scientific studies, not just Googling IQ test and taking that. And I got like 118? 118 the first time, 112 the second time. Which, what's the average? 70?
Let me look it up.
No, we're not looking it up for that. I'm pretty sure both of those are above average. And plus, anyone that has like the worst handwriting in history is gonna be intelligent because they're thinking 10 times faster than someone that's writing like neatly, which is crazy. So I like, if you ever saw my handwriting in real life, it looked like chicken scratch. You wouldn't be able to read it. But that's just because my brain's going through every possible word I need to get on the paper first before realizing I need to neaten it up first. But people that write like slowly and neatly, they're not dumb. That's not what I'm saying. But they don't process things as quickly, so technically they're not as intelligent as someone else that's writing ridiculously fast. So I write ridiculously fast. Everyone's told me in my life. In fact, one teacher even said, "You're not going to graduate with that handwriting." I'm like, all right, I'm going to call you up in, because I think it was ninth grade. I'll call you up in about 3 years and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I would say yes.
I think
Zach thinks he is, but I would tend to disagree. Isabel, I don't know. She's never taken an IQ test, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know my IQ.
So they call me stupid?
I am. You've lost like every trivia thing ever.
That doesn't mean
Yes, it does. That's the entire point of trivia. The IQ test I had a section where it was just random effing trivia.
Like, what kind of trivia?
Like, any kind of trivia. Like, some were geography questions. It's like, in Sri Lanka, what was the name for this thing? I forgot what it was called. And I'm like, I don't know. But it was just like, it had like a 10 question section where it was just all random facts. One was a US-based one. I got one US-based one. And then some were just like, in this galaxy that I've never heard of in my life, what's the third planet from the nearest star? I don't know. That's the section I think I failed the most at, but still, I would say yes. And I think everyone in the room, technically. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? Darn it!
Gosh.
No, I have not, unfortunately. Are you wondering which hidden messages you may have missed? Yes, I am now. Have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in the session? I have not been wondering that. No? I assume it's not that long. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person?
Yeah, I'm pretty patient.
I don't think I can say yes to this. Because there's a lot of things that test my patience, and I kind of just, I have like things to go around it. But if you get to the point where you're like kind of wanting to stop or whatever, I would say I have very low patience. Especially with someone in the room.
Yeah.
So I would say I would have to say no to this one. Isabel, I also think has low patience.
I have pretty good patience.
No offense to you girls out there, but I think that just comes with it. I think girls are just less patient.
Yeah, I believe they have like less patience, but I don't know.
I wonder if it's tied to the fact that their heart beats faster, because women's heart beats faster than men's, which is why women tend to outlive men just by a tad. But I think for me, I would say no. Zach says I would say yes in most situations, but there are some situations where he kind of loses his temper a bit. I've seen him many times. So I have to say no. Do most humans annoy?
Oh wait.
No. Do most humans annoy you? Who's asking this question? It's either an AI or an alien, one of the two. Do most humans annoy you? Yes. Simple. Is there any secret message? Hang on. DMHAY. That's not a word. What about the back ones? OTSY. You know. I'm not seeing anything. But yeah, do most humans annoy you? Yes. I think everyone can agree in the room on that one.
Yes.
Do you prefer animals to people? That's a tough one. That's actually a tough one.
Oh god.
I mean, I like animals. Don't get me wrong. I love animals to death. In fact, we have 6.
Yeah, we have.
So you can imagine that
6.
we're animal people.
I love animals.
However, you can't have just pure happiness just from a pet. Like, they're gonna give you like a good 80% of that, especially if like you're living alone or whatever. But you're still gonna miss that 20% of human interaction, because you're never gonna get the same interaction from animals than you would people. And yes, people are annoying sometimes. Most of the people are annoying in the world, but there's always that small percentage that you're gonna like obviously your friend group and stuff like that when you start dating, that kind of stuff. So I would say generally, I wish there was like a both. Like I like them both, but there's not. So, just to clarify, I like animals a lot. I'm not picking no because I don't like animals. But I'm going to say, in general, no.
Yeah, same here. I prefer people more than animals.
Yeah, I would do the same. So.
Really? You seem more like a screw everybody else and give me 6 cats.
Well, it depends on the person because some people can be annoying. Some people. Can
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have to create our own situations.
Yeah.
For me, my situation is I don't think I would be able to live just with a pet.
Yeah.
Like having no friend, because it's basically saying for my situation, would I rather have like pets and no friends, or have friends and no pets? That's kind of like a would you rather. I'd rather have. It would suck, but I'd rather have friends and like people I care about than animals. I know it sounds harsh, but that's kind of what the question's asking.
Because once you have pets, because they can't talk anything bad about you, but because your friends, if you're ever sad, they can try to help you feel better.
So while I was talking, I didn't see any messages in this one.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I wonder if they're gonna stop. I wonder if they've stopped after after they've warned us twice that there's messages.
Yeah, I wonder if they stopped.
Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in? Okay, no. Like wizard magic? No.
Obviously not.
Like, I'm trying to think of what they mean by magic. I assume it means like wizard magic, in which case I would say definitely not. I'm assuming that's what they mean, so I'm gonna say no. Do you believe in God or the existence of some higher power? Well, yes, I believe in God myself.
Yeah, I do.
I don't do that, so I don't really know how to answer that.
It just means do you believe in it? You don't have to go to church to believe in God. Isabel doesn't go to church whatsoever.
Not entirely.
Okay. I do just because there's a lot of, evidence. In fact, like, I say evidence, but like it's more personal evidence. There's times where, because like I've heard several, like in my dreams, there's been this consistent figure that has told me to do something, right? And it started back when I was like 10 or so, when I got the first one. The reason I think it is God, and you guys don't have to agree with me. Like not agreeing with me is fine. I could care less whether you believe in God or not. Like, that's not gonna make or break like anything. But for me, the reason I think it's him is because usually you don't get dreams that are the exact same, especially across like a 10-year gap. You usually don't get dreams that are the exact same. Over the past like 10 years, I've gotten this exact same dream. Not every night, obviously, but like at once every year or something. I'll have the dream where it's a figure surrounded by like leaves. I don't know what that's about, but surrounded by leaves, and it's a guy, and he's telling me to do something. In fact, this was actually this figure, because I was doubting whether I should do a YouTube channel or not. He said, no, go ahead and do it. And so he's done that. He was the person that got me into like all the clubs that I'm currently in school. He was the person that actually said to join chorus. So the fact that it's happened that many times to me is a sign. And also whenever I pray for something to be healed, literally instant. Like it's literally instant. Like this one time I had it was I don't know what you call it. It was like I think they're called boils. You get it basically. They're like way worse pimples essentially. You get it during puberty, unfortunately. And I got one basically under my armpit, and you use your arms a lot. So every time I would move my arms, I would feel this it basically feel like I had 10 needles being stuck in my arm. It was bad. Like boils are bad. You don't want boils. I only had one knock on wood here, but I only had one, but it was the most painful thing that I've ever had. After 2 days of having it, of course, I think I was in church when I prayed for it. That Monday was gone. Completely gone. Now, yes, science did that, I'm aware, but I'm just saying it's very convenient. So I know I'm lingering on this question a lot. I don't know how long this game is going to be. But to me, yes, just from what I've experienced during my life. My grandparents are religious as well. They're the ones that got me into it, and showed me kind of why I should believe in them. And like I said, if you don't, it doesn't matter because that shouldn't make or break like what you believe, or like that shouldn't make or break any relationships you have. That shouldn't make or break really anything, honestly. Because there's no proof to either side. There's no proof that he exists. There's no proof that he doesn't. So it's just gonna be a constant what if kind of thing. So I'm gonna say yes. Isabel, you said yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a short explanation? Because you've never been to church once. I go to church regularly, so for me it makes sense. But I was surprised to hear Isabel said yes.
Usually, it's kind of hard to remember. Because it's kind of similar to your like dream stories where usually when I was like sad or something, usually like something I would like hear something that would say be strong, feel better, and I usually would in like the next like I don't know, like 5 minutes, I'm not sure, but I don't know, it's something, so I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And Zach's saying no because I'm assuming you haven't had those kind of experiences.
Never.
Yeah, so he wouldn't really, because that's what it is, right? Everyone that believes in God has had an experience that feels not normal, right? And so, when someone that doesn't, they're usually not going to believe in it, which is, like I said, it's fine. But because I'm the one answering, I'm going to hit yes. Do you fear death? I fear it in the sense that I don't want it to come sooner than I want it to. I don't want it to come before I do certain things, right? I want to, extend. This is YouTube channel. I want to extend it to the point where we're, giving thousands of dollars. That'd be the great hope, is, giving thousands of dollars to charities and stuff. Going to, maybe even meet and greets when COVID's over, hopefully. That kind of stuff. I want to do that kind of stuff. I want to, make video games. That's what I'm doing as a profession when I'm still debating whether I want to go to college or not. But I'm going to make video games and stuff. So I fear it in the sense that I don't want it to come sooner than I want it to. But do I fear the act of death itself? Not overly, because again, I believe in God. I think they're both similar. So if you believe in God, you believe in heaven, essentially, right? So they go hand in hand. So the act of death, no. I think that's what they're asking. But I would say yes in the sense that I don't want it to come sooner than I want it to. What about you guys?
Yeah.
So
You go first.
thinking about it, yes. If I'm not thinking about it, no. Cause usually when I think about death, I usually hope I kind of like what you said. I just hope it doesn't come quick. I want it to be in a while. So yeah.
Yeah, because, I have a bunch of stuff that I want to do. I want to, fulfill some, what I want to do in life. I want to... Yeah, basically, I just want to, fulfill life before, death occurs. And I don't... And, yeah, I'm afraid that's gonna happen, sooner than, I want it to.
Well, and that's the problem, too. You don't want to worry about it, because if you start worrying about it... If you start worrying about, racing against the clock, you're not going to have a happy life whatsoever. So, I don't worry about it. If the question was, do you worry about death? I would instantly say no. I don't worry about it. I never question, ooh, is today my day? No. I don't go around thinking, wonder what's going to kill me today. What's going to try to kill me today? I'm sure there's a quote I read that was it was a motivational quote, because once I explain it, you'll get why it's a motivational quote. But it's basically try to think of how many things that's possibly tried to kill you in your entire life. Think of how many times that something's tried to kill you. But the motivation part of it is it didn't. And so you need to think about the fact that it didn't. There's times where you went across the street when you saw no cars. You saved by going that exact second and not waiting an extra 2 seconds, you didn't get hit by a car. There's so many possibilities that worrying about death is just kind of meaningless. Because you don't have any control over it anyway, so why worry about something you don't have control over? So, it did say to make our own scenarios, so I would say yes, because we've made our scenario that it comes sooner than we want to. So technically, yes. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with?
Are you attracted to someone who you're not currently in a relationship?
That means if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, are you attracted to someone who's not your boyfriend or girlfriend? Or if you're single already, are you attracted to someone in general?
Yeah.
No.
I guess. I mean, I guess, but I'm not like actively seeking them out. So Zach, you're saying yes?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you're not going to describe it.
No.
Isabel, you said no.
I didn't. Yeah, I said no.
What, you hate people?
No.
Uh-huh. So, but the majority of us said yes, so we'll say yes. Did you answer the last question with 100% honesty? Yeah, I did, because, like I said, I'm not actively seeking them out or anything. So, are you alone? Nope.
Well,
There's 3 of us.
Yep.
And all of you guys.
Yeah.
If I told you with the utmost certainty that there's something watching you, would you believe me? Probably not.
Yeah, we're good. I literally just checked out the windows.
We'll just check the windows.
I'm starting to see why this is going to turn into a horror game.
Yep.
Something watching you, There's something watching you.
I mean.
No. Have you wondered who I am? A bit, yeah?
Question.
Have you had shivers at any point during this session? I had a tiny one when you said if someone's watching you. So technically I had, yes.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're being watched? Now I do. Have you considered quitting this session early? I've not considered doing that. No. We're doing this for a video. We're not going to quit early. Do you drink water every day? Yes, and you all should too. It's good for you.
Yes.
Yes.
I drink water.
I recommend at least 5 bottles a day because that should be your daily intake. If you want to be a good little boy or girl, you should drink 7 a day, which is what I do.
5 or 7?
Yeah.
Like 2 or
Your body gets rid of 5 to 7 a day, bro. What are you talking about?
I have like 3 or 4.
Especially if you're active. If you're like active every day and you go to the gym every day, you need to be drinking 7 because that sweat is coming. You're oozing sweat when you come out of a gym. So you need to be drinking 7 or 8 a day. Or not 7 or 8, sorry, 6 to 7 or 6 to 7 a day. But if you're not like too active, then 5 will suffice. But yeah, your body gets rid of about 5 bottles a day. That's why they recommend it. Plus, water is good for you.
Yeah, water
Your body
is
is
really
literally 70% water, so you need to keep supplying it with that water.
good. Yeah, water is
true.
really
So yes, I do.
good.
Do you eat at least once per day every day? Yes. If you don't, you'd probably die.
Obviously.
I've never.
Well, there's people that skip days because they think not eating will like help them lose weight, but that's not at all how that works. In fact, your body actually gains weight by doing that. I don't know who told them. I don't know how that fad trend started, but whatever. Do you realize that you've missed 7 hidden messages this far? I hate you. I've tried to look. Do you realize? Did I realize? No, I did not realize that. Do you realize that you just missed another one?
Are you kidding
God
me?
dang it!
Hold on.
D-Y... No, this is not a word. I don't see anything here. Do you guys see anything here?
No.
E-R-D-T... That's not a word. O-U-R... Nope. D-Y... Nope. I don't see anything.
I don't
Do you
see
realize that? No, I did not realize that. Are you wondering what they were? Yes.
Yes.
Would it bother you to never know what you're finding? Yes, it would bother me. Is your favorite number 7? Actually, it is, because my lucky number is 7. These guys would disagree.
Yeah.
Life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? Yeah, actually,
Yeah, that is.
that is
technically true.
that is, yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree.
it's actually true.
Yep.
Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree?
Is like saying oranges are like so much better. Like
No, that's not at all what it's talking about. How about you read the question?
oranges cannot be compared to apples.
No, because there's times where you can't compare them. You can, like, they're both fruits. They're both circular objects. They're both sweet. They're both acidic. Like, there's times where... No, I would not agree with that. There's times where you can compare them. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? I did not.
Not.
Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? This one's This one's interesting to me because it's hard for me to and this is a personal situation, it's hard for me to give someone a second chance after they've proven to me that they don't deserve it. This one definitely depends on the circumstance for me, because if you're talking about a psychotic murder that's killed 17 children, no, I don't think they would deserve a second chance. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous. But someone that just, like, stole your pen once, yeah, obviously. Like, it depends on the situation for me. So, I guess in general, because I doubt they're talking about axe murderers that killed 27 children, I'm gonna say yes, technically, because, actually, as you've seen it here on the channel already, we've given Zach a second chance after he lied about watching Snowgrave.
Yeah.
So, I guess technically.
I'm still sorry.
Isabel?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. It depends on, like, the circumstance, like, because whatever situation you're in, if it's something small, then yeah, obviously, but if it's, like, something insane, then no, so, yeah.
I pretty much have nothing to add.
Okay. So do you agree? Yes. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do you agree? Absolutely.
Yes.
I think everyone should live by that. Yes.
Okay, then I will become a dinosaur.
Obedience is more important than freedom. Do you know?
What's obedience?
Like listening to people. Like listening without a question. I would say absolutely not. You should always have creative freedom. You should always have like logical freedom. You should always question what you're told. Like parents always told. Like here's the thing that I just learned. By the way, parents always told us not to stare too closely to the screen. It actually doesn't matter how closely you stand to the screen. I could be doing this, like I'm closest to my computer right now. I could be doing this and I'm still emitting the same blue light as I would be if I'm 10 feet backwards. It's a myth that parents were taught, but that like scientists said, nope, that's not how that works. So no, obedience, and this is what annoys me about Zach a little bit. He's always so obedient. And it's like you need to get some creative, like you need to get some freedom. Do you agree?
Obedient from.
Like you listen to anyone and do what anyone says without question. You need to like question what they're saying to you. Anyway, do you agree? No, I would not.
Not that obedient.
Yes, you are. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time. Absolutely
No.
not. There's
No.
demons in that water. No, thank
They
you.
were
That is-
shocked.
I played Subnautica. Thank you very much.
No.
Did you realize that the first letters of the previous 8 questions spelled the phrase "I love you"? I did not notice that. No. Do you wish to be loved? I think everyone does. Do you have any addictions? Not obviously like drug addiction. But addictions can like. I mean, there's video game addictions. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to video games. I'm not like, I gotta go play Fortnite.
Minecraft.
I'm not on a game for like 8 hours straight. Like that's addictive. If you're on a game for like 8 hours straight. There's like small addictions that are technically addictions. Like you can be addicted to animals. Like that means you want to always go up to them and pet them and whatever.
Yeah. In that case, I guess, yeah. And maybe.
I'm gonna say in general, no. I think I know what it's asking. It's asking like drug addictions and stuff,
Yeah.
or like drinking addictions.
But
No.
Yeah, no.
Do you dislike the color pink?
No, I
Do I
actually kind
dis-
of like it.
Do I
I
dislike
think
it?
I
No, I don't dislike it. Does the color gray seem depressing? I feel like black's more depressing than gray. I mean, gray. I guess gray is a color that nobody really uses.
Yeah, gray's like.
Does gray seem depressing? I wouldn't say it seems depressing. It's just a color.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy loud music?
No.
As long as it's not like in your ears. Like if I'm listening to it on a speaker, yeah. But I don't listen to loud music on the headphones because that can damage your ears. So I do, yes. Because like when I'm in the shower, I listen to loud music. Do you like to dance? No, not usually.
I do not
No.
like to dance.
Would you consider yourself normal? There is no normal.
No one.
No one does not
There is no
exist.
normal. Do you love your parents? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Ever been lied to? Several times.
Yes.
Do you get angry often? Yeah. There's a lot of things that kind of tick me off a little bit.
I'm a calm person.
No, you get pretty angry too. I think all of us would say yes to this.
Yeah, I do get kind of angry.
Do you hold grudges? Unfortunately, I think that's just a trait that I was born with. Yes. I try to push them aside often, but like, I'm not gonna say names or anything, but there was like this person that was in our lives at one point, consistently showed us that he didn't care about us, and so I'm just like, I'm done with this guy. And so every time I saw him or every time I heard him, basically, I didn't like him at all. So yes, technically I do. But not over small stuff again. It's kind of one of those things. Have you ever forgiven someone? Yeah. Several times. You're welcome. Have you ever lied? Everyone's lied at least once. Everyone's lied at least once.
We all lied at least one time.
Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? And trees give us oxygen, though. Here's the thing, because if you're comparing, like, cherry blossoms to flowers, there's no competition. Cherry blossoms win by a mile.
Wait.
But if you're talking about normal trees, yes, I think flowers are more beautiful.
Don't flowers also give us oxygen?
Not as much.
Yeah, trees give us more.
Trees give us the majority. But yeah, like, if you're comparing cherry blossoms to flowers, no. But if you're, like, that's one specific type of tree. And they're mostly in Japan, so I would say, do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? I would say yes. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? No.
No.
Never really considered that. Do you believe you have psychic power?
Psychic powers.
So,
Let me
if
open
Mario Party is any... No, if Mario Party is any... It's talking about in general.
Oh.
If Mario Party is any indication, I do. Because I have called things several different times. And it's a luck-based game. So... Like, there's been several times playing casually where I'm like, oh, here's a 7, and I'll get a 7. Or, oh, here's a 9, or no, or like, it's usually me getting a low number. Oh, here's a 2, and I roll a 2. There's several times where I've done that. There's several times where I've called out exactly what's happened. And that's just Mario Party. There's times where I've done that before. There's, with my friends, they've been in, like, relationships that I told them, hey, this is gonna end badly. It ended up ending badly. So, I would say yes, but not like... Ooh, I'm getting into your mind. Isabel, I don't think has psychic power. She just has BS luck on her side.
Unless you count that as psychic, which I doubt.
Zach doesn't have normal power in general, so he wouldn't have psychic powers. So I think I do. Yes. Have you ever seen a ghost?
No.
Well, we're talking.
Oh, hey, Jerry.
Well, if we're talking about phasmophobia, yes, but I'm assuming you're talking about real life, in which case, no. Plus, even if I did, I wouldn't know. Do you dream often? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have nightmares often? No, actually. I don't often have nightmares.
I haven't had a nightmare in
What's funny is I actually write down my dreams. If I have a dream that night, the second I wake up, I write what happened in it, so I can kind of document what's happened and what. Because I study dreams actually. It's kind of like a mini side hustle. I'm not getting paid for it or anything, but I study dreams. And just see what I had. So, but like, I guess I would say like not even 1 out of 3 dreams that I have is a nightmare. So I would say no. I don't get nightmares often. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? Nope. Good thing I don't too, because those sound like they suck. Do you suffer from depression? Thank God, no.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
I don't let that crap get to me. Do you exercise often and stay active?
If you count walking as that.
Unfortunately, I don't think. Well, I guess technically, yeah. I walk on a normal weekday with no interruptions because I walk in school. I walk about 1.5 miles every day, and that's just in school. And then we just went to Disney, where I'm sure if I calculated, we walked over like 20 miles. I'm sure. So technically. Do you consider yourself emotionally wounded?
What does that mean?
It means, are you, like, easily emotional? No, not usually. It takes, like, to get me to cry is, like, one of the hardest tasks for you to do. It's very hard to get me to cry. I mean, there's some things that will make me cry. Like, if I'm watching... I'm trying to think. If I'm watching, like, there's, like Avengers Endgame, for example. Iron Man dies, obviously, as all of you know. And since I first watched him back in like 2008 or whatever, seeing his journey through all those movies, waiting a year or 2 between each movie, getting that like time difference, because Zach just watched them all in one thing basically. Like we basically binge watched it together, and he didn't get any of that time separation where he had to wait a year or a year and a half or whatever for the next movie.
Yeah.
And so seeing a character that was with you basically your entire childhood die like that, yeah, that made me cry a little bit. But like, I would not say I'm emotionally wounded. I would say, if I'm answering for Zach and Isabel, I would say Zach's a bit of the middle. And again, I'm sorry, no offense, females, but I think that again comes with it. Because I would say Isabel is definitely easily emotional. She doesn't like cry from like movies or anything, but she'll like. I've noticed if like something small kind of happens that kind of affects her in a certain way, she'll get emotional. So, but I would say no, I'm not emotionally wounded. Have you ever felt betrayed? I don't know, Zach. Have I felt betrayed before?
Yeah, have we ever felt betrayed?
First of all, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not talking about this.
I want to try to change, but if
we're not talking about Zachary, then once, yes. I had this like really close friend that like started to change a little bit, but I thought it was just normal, and then he went full on like douchebag mode, and I'm like, okay. So technically yes in that case. Do you ever feel lost in life? I don't really think about. I mostly think about the past and the immediate future. Like, I'm not thinking about 10 years down the line what I'm doing. So I would say no. I don't really often think that, no. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? Apparently I am, because several people have told me that, and I took the Myers-Briggs personality assessment, which assigns you, like, the INFJs or whatever. You've heard of it before. And the category I was in, real quick while I'm talking about it, the category I was in is the natural leaders or whatever. So apparently I am. I didn't know I was until, yeah, I'm an advocate. I'm an INFJ -T, which is basically like a leader type of character, I guess you can say. So technically yes, and I've actually led before. I've led like debates. I've led community or like team assignments in schools. So that kind of stuff. So I would say yes. Zach, I would say no. Isabel?
I'm actually not sure. Kinda.
Would you be okay leading other people and watching and like helping them succeed? Is what it's saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say yeah. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? No.
No.
You sometimes dream of being here. I think everyone does. There's been several times where I'm like, oh, this is on fire. Let me save this person. Because I mean, if you despise humanity, you probably haven't done this. But I think everyone at one point has dreamt of being a superhero. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've ever been bullied? Again, I actually already answered this. Surprisingly, no. Once I was like, and I think it was in like 3rd grade, I heard about bullying, and I'm like, great.
Yeah, I never been bullied in school.
Surprisingly, yeah. I mean, our school was in like a low grade kind of place, which was surprising that I didn't get bullied. In fact, most of the people in my grade, I'm like okay to be around with. Like I'm like, there's no one to be like, ew, I don't want to be near that person. They're like, oh, that person. There's people that are definitely like douchebags, but I usually stay away from them, and they're not douchebaggy enough to like bully someone. So I have not, no.
In school, no.
Yeah, you have. There's been several times where we've heard of it.
You get bullied all the time, bro.
So, for Zach,
Well, I'll remember.
you don't remember what we had for dinner 3 nights ago.
It might have been like if I didn't.
We're not talking about it right now. We need to move on. We've been lingering on questions for too long.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have not been bullied. No. Have you ever bullied someone else? Not what you would qualify as bullying, because bullying really just kind of tends to school.
Yeah.
Outside of school, bullying doesn't really exist, because harassment is the other one that's outside. Because have you ever bullied someone else? Again, not in what you would call bullying, because you'd have to specify what bullying is. And in my definition, and in most people's definition, no. Like, some would disagree, but no, I have not. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? Yeah. I guess yeah, because I have to imagine things before I write them down or stuff like that. So I guess yeah. You sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You find space fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
it's like just to think that we're a small little speck in an infinite galaxy. I mean, that's pretty great. You can show up to be an artist. I'm assuming you're talking about any artist, because if you're talking about like drawing or painting, absolutely not. I can't even draw a stick figure. But if you're talking about like writing and like design, like visual design and stuff, that I can do. So I guess yes, I would say yes. Isabel, I already know.
I think I could be considered an artist.
You're a musical artist. I guess you can say that. So I guess we're all different expertise in artists. I'm good with Photoshop. I write. I'm writing my own book right now, actually. Isabel's definitely more of like an actual, what they would call an artist, like drawing, painting, coloring, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Zach's more of a music artist. I'm getting into music, actually. I have a keyboard right now. The only other instrument I want is a guitar. I think guitars are amazing.
I actually have a guitar.
I really don't care. Anyway, so yes, I think I would. You can show up to be a good friend. I've been told by every one of my friends, yes. When you consider yourself to be flawed, everyone's got flaws. You cannot point me to a person and say that they're perfect, because I'd say that you're a big fat liar.
No one is perfect in this person.
Do you believe? No, I just said no.
Yeah, no, perfection.
Have you ever stolen from someone? Probably. I've probably stolen pens in school and stuff. Have I stolen like big stuff? No.
Like money?
Like money? No. Have I stolen jewelry? No. But I've probably stolen pens and stuff from school unintentionally. I think the biggest thing I stole accidentally was my friend's phone, but I knew it was his, so I instantly returned it to him. And plus, you can't call it stealing, because I wasn't like, he's gonna like this prank.
I'm gonna sell on eBay.
Because stealing, so yeah, I would definitely say no, because stealing is like, you're doing that intentionally. So no, I would say no, because, I guess it doesn't really matter. I would say no in general. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances?
No.
Well.
Here's the thing, though. If it says any circumstance, so I'm gonna make up like a ridiculous one. If someone is threatening to shoot my family, I will stab you. There's nothing in the world that is going to stop me from stabbing you in the face. Like that would be a circumstance where I would kill somebody. Yes.
Oh, I guess I never thought of it that way.
Or if it's like you're in a dark alley, there's no one around to help you, and it's you or them. Like, yeah, I would, yeah. In any circumstance, yeah. In most circumstances, no, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you put any circumstance there, yeah, I would.
I guess that's true.
If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? Ooh. Would you tell anyone? What would be the benefit in that? I'm assuming it's talking about like at the beginning of the day. Because telling them while you're dying is probably not. I don't think that's what they're talking about. I don't think so. Because if you knew you had one day to live, I feel like you would want to carry out that day doing what you love rather than fearing, or rather than like having other people fear for you. Because if you tell someone, especially like your family or whatever, they're going to be scared that entire day instead of having fun with you. Like if you're like, hey, can we go to the park, or hey, can we go like, I don't know, roller skating or whatever. If you don't tell them, they're just going to think, okay, cool, let's go. And they're going to have fun, you're going to have a great day, it's all going to go well. If you tell them, they're even if they don't show it, they're going to be scared that entire day. Like, oh, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When can I say goodbye to them? And that kind of thing. I would say no. I don't think, like, it might seem selfish, but I don't think I would. Like, if I found out I had one day to live, I don't think I would tell anyone, no.
Yeah, because you would want to have, like, last fun memories with them.
Well, it's not even memories, because we don't know if you have memories after you die. But I think it's more so that you want that last moments to be good moments instead of fearful moments. I think that's where I draw. That's where I think my thing comes from.
Even if yourself, you would be thinking about it, and yeah.
Well, that you can't stop. But I mean, it's talking about everyone else. That agree?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't tell anyone.
Have you ever told your darkest secrets to someone? I don't even know what my darkest secret would be. Like, I have secrets, yes, but they're not like dark secrets.
I wouldn't even know of one that I have.
So
I don't even know if
just
I
because
have
I don't think so, no. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? I don't trust you in the slightest, dude.
Oh.
I don't even know. Is this you? Is that you? Is this me? Because here's what I'm concerned about. We're in the top left here. What's in the bottom? What's in this section over here?
Yeah, what's this?
But anyway, yeah, I don't trust you at all. Do you know who I am? No, I do not. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? Probably. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you?
Nothing's there.
Well, unless you're a ghosty ghost.
Yeah, unless if you're a ghost. And plus...
Because here, if you're behind me the entire time, that means you're just watching me play the game. So,
Yeah,
I would not,
enjoying.
that would not scare me, no. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Yeah, actually, that's in fact how I got most of my friends. Was empathetic means, I'm guessing you guys can don't know. Empathetic means like you can easily put yourself in other people's situations, and because sympathy is feeling like sorry for them, and that's not what it's asking. It's asking, would you be able to put yourself in their shoes and understand the situation? I would say yeah. I can do that pretty easily. A lot of people unfortunately can't, and we need more empathy in the world, but I'm one of those people that can do it pretty easily.
I'm not entirely too sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because, like, I don't know how to answer that.
Can you relate to people easily? There's a more simplified version.
Kinda, yeah.
I don't really know.
Alright, Zach, let's keep going.
You're completely worthless.
Would you consider yourself to be romantic? What defines romantic? Because there's different versions of that word. I guess.
I would say probably not, considering that I have barely any experience.
Sorry, I'm apparently dying. What?
I would probably say no, because I have barely any experience at all.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say Isabel's saying probably the same.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not romantic.
I would have to ask someone else this question, but I guess yes. Have you ever been in a physical fight? No. Not a physical fight. Are you prone to headaches or migraines? Nope.
What does prone mean? Like immune?
No. Are you? It means do you easily get headaches or migraines?
Oh,
God, you're dumb. Do you look at the ground when you walk?
sometimes, yeah.
If I'm trying to avoid eye contact with people I don't like, then yes.
Yeah.
But in the general sense, no. Because if I'm, especially in school, when I'm like, because I race down the hallways, which is probably why I burn so many calories each day, because I'm racing down the hallways. But I always have to look forward to make sure I'm not running into somebody. I do look at the ground. Some people don't think about this, but I look at the ground to make sure I'm not about to step on someone else's shoe, like the back of their shoe, because that's super annoying when people do it to me.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure I'm not doing that too, which that's kind of looking at the floor. So this is talking about when you walk, meaning every time you walk. So no, I do not.
Yeah, I do
every
not.
time, no.
When you walk, yeah.
Not every.
Yeah, not every
single
time. Only like sometimes.
Are you attracted to the opposite sex? Yes.
Yes.
Obviously, yes.
What do you mean, obviously?
Yes.
I mean, you asked a good question. What do you mean, obviously?
It means it means that I honestly do not like girls. I like boys.
What?
I blame Zach for
Would you ever shave your head? Yes, if it was for like St. Jude or something, but not out of pure, not because I can.
Yeah, out of like.
like I probably will have to it someday. Yes, because it grows back, obviously. But I'm probably gonna have to dye my hair again. I'm probably gonna have to shave it for like St. Jude. We're probably gonna do all these crazy things for St. Jude. So, or not just St. Jude, but St. Jude is probably the biggest one because kids with cancer unfortunately can lose their hair, and so you shaving your head is kind of like a symbol of, hey, I understand what you're going through, and that kind of thing. So, would you ever? Yes.
Yeah.
Given the right circumstance, yes.
Yeah.
Are you attracted to muscular bodies?
No.
No.
Not generally, no. Do you ever dance when no one is looking? Very rarely, but I would say in general, no.
Sometimes I do, but not really a whole lot.
Do you ever dance like when no one is looking? That's funny.
Yeah, just like
As well?
You're just busting out moves when
I mean,
no one's looking.
not all the time, but I guess sometimes.
Here's the thing, I practice like fighting moves, like not like, because if I ever get into hand-to-hand combat, I want to be able to know what I'm doing. So I practice like fighting moves, but that's not dancing, so I would say no. So you said no?
Yeah, I said no.
Do you trust your best friend entirely? 99% yes, which I would say that's pretty much Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
You guess?
Do you remember your childhood extremely well? Pretty well, yeah. There's some parts that are obviously gone, like apparently I've been to Niagara Falls. I don't remember that. I've been on several cruises when I was young. I remember the cruises I've been on while I was like older, obviously, but I was on a cruise when I was young and I don't remember that. But there's very like similar memories. In fact, I have a memory of a dream, like a nightmare I had, like when I was like 6. And I can recite the entire thing word for word. I'm not going to do it here because it's going to take a while. But basically, it was a nightmare where there was ghosts in the house. Our mom and dad was fighting over the ghosts. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, it's like, I still remember that like entirely, which is crazy. I would say yes.
Yeah, I remember one nightmare I've had when I was like...
It's asking your childhood, not just one nightmare.
Well, anyway, yeah, I have some pretty, like vivid memories of when I was, younger, so I would say yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? No.
No?
Because you're still dealing with the stuff after. Like, sure, you get away with the robbery, but that doesn't mean the police aren't coming after you.
And
So,
plus
no.
And plus, they'll probably have evidence, too.
Yeah, they're like, there's no point in doing that.
Yeah, you're not
Why
gonna
would
get
you
away.
Like, even if I'm dead broke, like, I'm not doing that. So, no, I would say no. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? I think everyone's had that one dream where they've been running from someone trying to kill them. It's,
Yeah.
Which I've looked that up because it's a very common dream. That basically means you're running from stress. Stress is trying to kill you, and you're running from it. So, fun fact. Do you ever dream about falling off a cliff? Yes. Being naked in public. I've dreamed about being on stage in public, but that's not the same thing. Which people that dream about on stage, like they're on stage in public, usually have I forget what the actual scientific term is called, but it's basically a fear of crowds or whatever. I've never actually had the fear of crowds. I could stand on a stage with no problem. In fact, I've been on a massive stage with no problem. It was I was on the Radio City Music Hall stage right before the Rockettes played, like did their dance routine or whatever. And there was like that thing can seat like 10,000 people. It wasn't packed or anything, but there was a lot of people there. I'd say at least about 5,000. And I wasn't nervous or anything. But no, not that. Do you enjoy scary movies or books? Here's the problem with scary movies for me. They're too cliche at this point. They solely rely on jump scares. They're people in it are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I heard this really loud noise that about something. Let's go check it out. Let's go down to the basement.
Oh, there's a murder in our house. Let's go hide behind the chainsaws. It's like,
It's so
what?
stupid.
And books, they're kind of stupid too. I also don't read enough books to qualify me reading books.
Who reads books?
So no, I would say no, I don't.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I would say
me.
I enjoy horror games, because those most like this one. I don't think. I'm hoping we're not gonna get jump scared. At this point, it would catch me really off guard if we got jump scared. So no, I would say no. Do you enjoy comedic television? Absolutely not. Comedic television. If you're talking about YouTube, which they're not, then yes. Like, in fact, I almost died this morning today. I was watching. Actually, funny enough, Markiplier. He was playing Uno, and him, Bob, and Wade are just hilarious. So I almost died. But they're talking about comedic television, like trying to think of a comedic show. SpongeBob is comedic. But SpongeBob's an exception because that's a childhood thing. But they're talking about like reality TV shows, like they're talking like grown adults. Like trying to think of something these guys would know. Like Friends, I think is comedic. But that kind of stuff. No, they're stupid.
No.
They're really dumb.
No.
Comedic movies also are really dumb as well. Do you like being the center of attention?
No.
Not usually.
Yeah, not really.
I don't strive for attention. I often kind of just I like. I guess, well, that's not really what's asking, though, is it? It's saying, do you like being the center of attention?
Oh, not do you strive?
Not do you always like being it, or like do you strive to be it? I guess yeah. I'm not like I don't dislike being the center of attention because that's what it's asking, right? Do you dislike being the center of attention? I would say yeah. I mean, it's fine, but do I want it constantly? No. But that's not what it's asking. It says, do you like it in general?
Yeah.
I would say technically yeah. Then
makes sense.
do you feel like something is always watching you?
Sometimes.
So actually, I know what they're trying to do, but I'm gonna actually take it into a direction that they're not doing. So I forget what it's called, but I have one phobia. There's one phobia that I have, and it's exactly this. I have a fear of someone. It's actually a very specific fear. I have a fear of someone watching me, and then the fear that they're gonna run up behind me with inhuman speed, basically meaning like freaking
like Sonic speed,
like Usain Bolt freaking speed. Because that terrified me. Because if I can't outrun them, then frick me. Yeah. Like if I'm, for example, in my house, if I'm home alone, I'll always like look over my shoulder. It's just like precautious. I'm not like paranoid or anything, but I always have the fear that because I've had several dreams that's like that. That's the problem. As a kid, I always had nightmares where I would walk down the stairs of our house. I'd be going to the bathroom, which I'd have to be going through the living room. And then in the corner, like where there's windows, and in the corner was like pretty dark because there's no lamps over there. And in that corner of the nightmare was like a tall, shadowy figure. And the one time I was like running back upstairs, and he freaking bolted at me, dude. And I woke up sweating. It was bad. So that I think kind of scarred me for that. Do you feel like something is always watching me? No. There's very small times where I feel like someone's watching me. Plus, actually, you know what? This does bring up a good point. I'll let Zach finish in a second. But if you, in real life, you get this sensation, like if you're in a crowd, you get this feeling that someone's watching you, actually. Because I don't know what it is, but like, you just get the sense that someone's watching you. And like, you'll be just on your, like, even if you're in a small group, like, for example, in like a classroom in school, right? If you're paying attention to the teacher and someone looks over at you, you immediately get the sense that someone's watching you. And you start batting around and be like, oh, who's watching me? It's really weird. It's really weird, and I've had it several times where I felt like someone's watching me, and I look over to them, and they were watching me. Like, every single time. It's happened almost every single time. And it's crazy because VR, when you're in VR, you don't get that feeling. So when you're playing a horror game where there's someone behind you, you don't get that feeling anymore. And it's crazy. And that's why VR horror really works. Like, it really, really works. So I think that obviously I'm taking this into a different direction, but it's really interesting. So, but no, I wouldn't say always.
Yeah.
Zach, you were gonna say something?
The only phobia, the main phobia I have, well,
is it relating to this question?
Probably not.
Then you save it. Isabel?
Cause usually at night I would usually like look out my window to see if. Because, yeah, sometimes I would do that because I have the feeling that someone would be watching me. So I would always look out my window because I would do it often, but I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, it's this weird human feeling. I don't know if it's like a spidey sense. I don't know what it is. But we as humans are just built with this, like, almost like a reactive stimuli that's just like, someone's watching you, see who it is. Like, that's what your brain's going through. It's like, someone's watching us, see who it is. Figure out who it is so it can lift that burden. Because the second you find them looking at you, it goes away, right? It's crazy how that works. And science has yet to explain that, by the way. It's one of the things that science has yet to explain. But anyway, no. Because you put always in there. If you said, do you feel like someone is watching you? I would say yes. But you put always in there.
Yeah, you put always.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space every day?
Yep.
Yes.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
I don't even know what that is.
Out-of-body experience basically just means like something unnatural. Like you felt the presence of something unnatural. I would have to say kind of, yeah. There's been several times where, actually, we already passed the question, but there's been several times where one of our cats, her name is Cassie, she'll be staring at a wall with nothing in sight of that wall. It'll be a blank wall, right? No spiders, no small flies, nothing. and she'll be like darting around as if something was in the room. And this one time really freaked me out. I went back upstairs and closed my door. She was staring at a chair she was staring at a chair that was in an office. And I look over at her because I like to see what she's looking at. She was doing that. She got closer, and this was back when we only had one cat, right? We only had one cat. We didn't have 6. We just had the one. It was just her. And it was just me and her at home alone, by the way. She was looking at the chair. And when she got close enough, when she got into the office, she hissed and backed up. And then as soon as she was done hissing, the chair, like, turned a little bit. And I'm like, nope, I'm gone. Like, that would be an out-of-body experience, because that would be if I did see a ghost, that'd be the one time where I feel like I did. And the night was normal after that, and I just didn't worry about it. I don't know what she saw. I don't want to know what she saw. I'm okay with not knowing that. In fact, we actually had, I just remember this, we actually had somewhat ghost experience a little, not too long ago. We were playing games downstairs. It was like a card game of some kind. And we were talking about a ghost name or something. I think we were talking about Faz or something, and we brought up a name from that game. And then the second we say the name, the power goes out for like 3 seconds and then comes back on. And it's like there was no one else. But in the 3 seconds we looked, no one else had lost power. It was just us. It was so strange. And so, like, again, that'd be one of the times where I think, maybe there's ghosts.
Now she started Jerry.
So, I guess there's also that, and there's also, like I said before, the things with God and stuff, so I would say yeah.
Yeah.
Considering that, then I guess yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Alright. Have you ever... What?
Wait, what?
Have you ever punched a nun?
What even is a nun?
It's like a religious, a woman that's religious, like a Catholic woman who's teaching a school. Like a school for, like, Christ and stuff.
Well, then
Yeah.
no.
Have you ever punched a nun? I could not say I have, no.
No.
Have you? Do you like dogs better than cats? I hate this question. Because it's like, do you like this animal or this animal? You can't have both. Do you like dogs better than cats?
I like them both.
Here's the thing, there's upsides to both. So dogs, they're more loyal, they're more defensive. Like if someone breaks in your house, they will let you know. Before they even open that door, they will let you know that they're there. The downside is if you don't teach them well, they poop on the floor, they pee on the floor. You have to take them out to walk. Like taking them out for a walk is not bad, especially if you're living in like a countryside, because it's not that bad. But they are super high maintenance. I guess cats are too, but they're like super high maintenance and stuff. Cats, they're convenient. They go to the bathroom by themselves. You don't have to do anything with them. All you have to do is clean out their litter box, which isn't really that hard. Let's be honest. Some cats are super cuddly. Some aren't. Like you're gonna find cats. Oh yeah, that's another thing with dogs. They're like almost all dogs are cuddly. Like you're gonna be having. Very rarely do you find a dog that's not gonna want to sleep with you in your bed. Cats, most of the time they don't want to, unless they're accustomed to you. Cats often do their own thing. Cats also don't listen to you very often. In fact, science has proven science did a study, like I say science, but you know what I mean. People did a study that cats listen to you, they just don't care, which is, I think that's hilarious.
They just don't care.
Yeah,
But do you like dogs better than? Because we've had both. We've had both a dog and a cat, at least once, at least at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this question. I really do.
Yeah, I hate questions.
I
like
really
this.
hate this question.
Like this question.
In fact, since I hate this question, I gave it to you guys for the Friday poll. So if you haven't done that yet, you should go check it out. Although I give you guys a both option. There's a both option for that poll.
Thank God. Now the
Yeah,
question
I'm
is
gonna
not
choose both.
bullcrap.
Yeah, but this one's bullcrap because.
This one's
We don't have a
what
both
it could have
option.
been.
Do you like dogs better than? I'm trying to really think about it. Do you like dogs better than cats?
Oh my gosh.
Cats are convenient, but dogs are more. Because here's the thing. If I want. Like, because there's no, like, objectively, they're both cute. Like, you can't say one's cuter than the other. There's ugly dogs, there's ugly cats. You're gonna have both sides of the spectrum. Like, not all animals are cute, trust me. You will find an ugly dog and an ugly cat. In fact, I've seen ugly cats before. But like we've had a dog, and the dog we had was like, she was super loyal, she was super cuddly. She was like, she barked at anyone she didn't know. So basically, if someone broke in, she would bark her butt off. It's hard because we don't have both right now. Like, if we had both right now, like if we had both dogs and cats, I feel like we'd be able to sustain this better. But since we only have cats, we're kind of like biased a little bit towards cats. But
We're just drowning cat hair right now.
they don't shed that often. Do you like dogs better than cats? I'm just gonna say yes to get this question over with.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I'm just gonna say yes. I want one.
I want to point out to you guys. I know you guys understand this, but I like both. There's no this or that. It's both.
Yeah, it's both.
But I'm just saying yes to get it over with. Do you prefer to read more than you prefer to watch movies? I don't really do either.
I watch movies a lot more than.
Do you prefer to read? So no, I would say no.
Yeah.
Then again, the only movies I will watch is Marvel movies. Really, I made an exception. I made an exception to Encanto when I found out how apparently popular the songs are. So I'm like, okay, it's a I watch musicals. Actually, no, that's true. I watch musicals and Marvel stuff. That's about it. I hate animated stuff unless it's a musical. Like for example, Toy Story is annoying to me at this point. Like there's this like any like kind of Disney stuff is really kind of annoying. But I don't read enough to say yes to it, so no. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you've ever punched a nun? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you get starstruck easily?
What?
Do you get like shocked easily?
Oh.
Like electric shocked or emotionally shocked?
Really? Really? I'll let you answer that question.
Bro.
Anyway, no, I mean there's things that surprise me, but there's not things that are like I don't get shocked that easily.
Yeah.
So I'd say no. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? Big parties, yes. Parties are dumb and people are dumb in them.
Yeah.
Social gatherings, though, like that includes like going to church. That includes going to school. Well, I mean, I hate that like school itself, but I don't hate like being with friends and stuff. But they are saying big, right? I would say yeah. Because I'm an introvert, so I don't like the idea of big parties, and because that's like. But I like hanging out with friends, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's talking about big parties and social gatherings, so I would say, do I hate it? I mean, I guess yes.
The main type of like parties and gatherings I usually go to are with family, and I don't hate that at all because I love my family.
Well, I love my family too, but they do talk for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, and that kind of gets
That can be annoying. That can be annoying after a while.
And even conversations that you're not part of.
Yeah. But it's not. I would say yes, just because it's including parties there.
Yeah.
Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? I don't ask on Christmas. Ask for stuff because that's like it's a tradition. Usually, like after like a certain age, you stop getting presents from your parents. But
Yeah.
like on my birthday, I rarely ask for anything. So no, I would say no.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would say no.
Seriously though, have you ever punched a nun? Like really, just bam, right in the face, nun punch.
What is that?
Why are you so concerned if I punched a nun? I have not punched a nun. No.
I have never punched a nun.
Did you laugh? Yes.
Yeah!
You just say what the frick in your head, even aloud. I said what the heck, so yes, technically.
No.
Are you now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon?
Stop! What is with you?
I don't.
punch
No,
me.
I don't
doing
think I'd
nuns,
punch a
man?
nun.
I haven't even...
If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? I don't think so. I don't think I've been the type of person that deserves to go there. So I'd say no.
I don't think so.
Like going to hell is like people that commit horrific crimes. So I don't think I'm in that group of
Yeah,
niche.
I'm not, and
I
I don't
don't-
even want to commit any crimes.
I don't think I'm...
I mean tax fraud, maybe, but that's not a horrific crime, you know.
Yeah.
That's just like, hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to do it.
Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? Absolutely.
Yes.
I play a lot of them.
Obviously.
Skipping that one. Are you wondering what constitutes frequently? No. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? A little bit, yeah. Is your mouth dry?
Kinda.
No, I drink water enough times that it's not. So no. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? No, I've heard enough of it. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot? Absolutely not. Those are hilarious myths. Thank you very much. Are you poor with money management? Oh, a little bit, yeah. A little bit. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Math, that's math, as long as it's not stupid math. Like, oh, if you, a plus b squared, and, which equals c squared, and then you take a c squared and you divide it by 7. No. That's not a puzzle.
Theorem,
That's not a puzzle.
Stupid.
That's just dumb.
That's
Alright?
just Pythagorean
But if it's like-
theorem that no one cares about.
I like how you're interrupting me.
Sorry.
But if it's like a cool mathematical puzzle where it's like you gotta solve a sequence of something, then that's fun.
Yeah.
Do you speak more than one language fluently? Unfortunately, no, but I'm currently learning Japanese, but I don't speak it fluently,
I
so
take
no.
Spanish class in school, but I want to learn Japanese as well.
Have you ever visited a country other than your own? I don't believe so. I will one day. I'm
Does-
visiting Japan.
Oh.
Do you enjoy coffee? I enjoy it, but you shouldn't drink it too often. Do
I have never had coffee in my life.
you believe in demons? I mean, we make jokes about it, but no, we don't. I don't think. Like, in general, I don't believe in demons,
Yeah.
no. Like, in Earth, like, on Earth, no. Like, in hell, I guess, maybe. Do you believe in angels? Yeah, I mean, that kind of comes with the believing God thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess, yeah. Are you afraid of sharks? I feel like, I know they have a low kill rate. They're still horrific beasts, alright?
Yeah.
If anything's a demon of the ocean, it's those things. However, like most sharks won't attack you anyway, but it's like because it's just saying in general sharks, it's including the great white. And I ain't swimming in a 10-mile radius of that thing. Thank you very much. In fact, I'm not going to swim in the ocean ever. Never are you going to get me to swim in the ocean. I'll swim
why
in
would you want to
pools.
swim
I'll
in the
swim in
ocean?
lakes even, as long as there's no piranhas. I will not swim in oceans. No, thank you.
Nope.
You're afraid of sharks, so I guess I'm not afraid. Well, I can't say I'm afraid of them, so I would say no. Do you prefer baths over showers? I don't take baths anymore.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't take
I feel like
baths
that's more of a-
Shower.
Although baths technically, I mean these guys, they'd still have to keep their answer. But for baths also technically constitute hot tubs. You're not taking a bath, but you're bathing in hot water. So technically, I do love me a good hot tub. But I take showers. The thing is with showers, I take cold showers. I don't take hot showers. Hot showers, if you take them every day, it can actually damage your skin and your scalp. Which is crazy. It's like something we need to do, something we need to like think to do every day can damage your skin if you have it on. They say if it's hotter than the middle, like if you usually the faucets thing have a middle. If it's higher than the middle in the hot section, that if you do something like that every day, it can damage your skin slowly. And apparently, in general, even if you take a cold shower, the soap and like the friction, if you take a shower every day for your entire life, it can actually damage your skin, even if you take a cold shower, which is crazy. The people make fun of me, usually it's family members, that I don't take showers enough. But here's the thing: doctors have said if you don't do anything all day, if you're just in your house all day, and you're not going anywhere the next day, you don't need to take a shower. Like, they have said that many times. But yeah, like if you're going to school, you should shower. If you're going to if you just came back from the gym, you should shower, like that kind of stuff. But if you've done nothing all day and you're not doing anything the next day, you don't need to shower. So that's what doctors have said, and I believe doctors because they're full on science. So, but do you prefer baths over showers? No, I like my cold showers. Plus, they get me up in the morning. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? No. Not that I'm aware of. Did you see that shadow move in your room a few moments ago?
Well, I mean, there's no real light in here, actually.
No, but there is light that a shadow could emerge. Not a fan of that because it said a moment ago, so it's not like we're gonna see it again. Great. This is the time where I wish I had a webcam so I could check.
Yep.
I did not. I can see how this can turn into a horror game. Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one's calling? Yes, all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many times I've been playing a video game. My mom has this certain tone when she's shouting our name. It's not like an angry tone, but it's a tone that you recognize because she's done it so often. There's a game, I think it's Destiny 2, where you'll be killing things, or like you'll be shooting for people that played it, you're shooting the hive, and they'll make a scream that sounds exactly like they're not saying anything, but it sounds like the same pitch as what she would be doing. So every time I play that game, there's been times where I feel like I've heard her name, and that's just for gaming. Outside of that, one time I had a really creepy experience where I was home alone and I thought I heard my name, and I was in my room and I was about to go to sleep, and I jump up, and I think that was back when we had our dog, and my dog looks up like, what?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What?
But yeah, I heard like Ethan, and it wasn't a name, it wasn't a voice that I recognized, so I was like, okay, not sleeping tonight.
You just pull up.
But yes, there's been I can't even tell you how many times I've heard my name being called and no one's been there. It's so
Yeah.
many times. Zach, you also said yes with me, so
Yeah, so sometimes, like, even if I'm playing like Minecraft with barely any noise, I will think that my mom is calling my name, and then I go down, and go to my mom saying like, "Hey, did you call my name?" She'll be like, "No," and then I walk all the way back.
yeah,
And it happens.
I've seen him do that actually. So Isabel,
There was sometimes when I was watching YouTube, I would hear my name, so I'd go to my door, open the door, and say, "What?" And then I would get no response. So
yeah, it's I'm convinced it's ghosts, but anyway.
Yeah,
So
gosh,
we've all said yes. Do things in your home often go missing then reappear later? Yes, several times.
yes.
Usually it's the females that find it. Do you ever hear footsteps around when you're alone? Thank God, no.
No.
If I heard footsteps and I was home alone, you know I'm booking it to a corner with a knife. Like, that's just straight up. That's how it's gonna
call
go.
the police.
No, you should not call the police if you just hear footsteps, because that can be like cats can make footstep sounds on, like, for example, when our cat, the heaviest cat we have, I think, is Cassie. I think by a little bit. If she runs down the stairs, it sounds like a human walking down the stairs. She's not like that fat or anything, but our stairs are so sensitive to noise. That's how it sounds.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the cat. So I guess.
But yeah, no, I
Don't
like.
call the cops.
Because here's the thing, cats, like, they're not gonna bark at me like or anything, but like they will like run to the door if they hear the door like kind of move or open. So I guess that's kind of my sign to know that someone's there. But yeah, no, I thank God no. That'd terrify me.
Yeah, that really.
Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? This is getting weird. No. Do you often look at the same time on the clock every day? I don't even know what that means. Do you look on the same clock? Oh, like if you have a meeting or something, do you look at the clock for when it's about to happen? I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night? Well, nope.
No.
No?
Thank God, no. Do you have any pets? Yes, we've discussed this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is your favorite color green?
Yes.
No, it's not.
No.
Not by a long shot. Are you attracted to a family member?
No?
No.
No? That's a concerning question. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I
Several
would.
people. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? Ooh, that's it. So you actually got to consider things with that one. The dictator. That means you're a bad person, though. Dictators, no.
Oh.
If you're a dictator, that means like you're a let me just go to dictators in history, shall we? Joseph Stalin, Hitler. Yeah, those are dictators.
Hitler?
He was a dictator.
Nope.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? No. Do you like fishing?
Yes.
This one's hard because I don't like the waiting. I do like the actual action of reeling it. I guess yes. I guess yes.
I'm patient.
Do you like hunting? I've never been hunting, but
Yeah,
no,
I
I don't like hunting animals for fun. I don't think I'd like that.
No.
Do you like camping?
Yes.
Camping's overrated, and you're also outside with bears. No.
Bears.
Do you like guns? Nope, not usually.
No.
Nerf guns, maybe.
Yeah, no guns.
Are you getting tired of answering questions? No, not really. I think it's kind of fun, actually. Would you consider yourself to be... Gotta skip that one. Eyes are the windows of the soul. Do you agree? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's eyes are different, so technically, yeah. Do you always keep your promises? Yes, I make a vow to keep promises. In fact, I still have a promise that my friend told me in kindergarten that I bet he won't even care if I tell someone at this point. I still haven't. So, I have kept every single promise that someone has told me. Like, if someone's told me, hey, keep this a secret, I've always kept it. Like, even if someone's grinding me to say, hey, what's that? What did he just tell you? I don't say anything. You were about to say something?
I try my best, but I don't think I've...
You have no merit to answer this question right now. I'm sorry, but you have no merit to answer this question. You keep 1 out of 3 promises. Isabel?
I try. I want to try better at least.
I usually try to keep most. I don't remember any of the promises that my friends tell me to keep, so I don't.
Wow.
They're probably like a really long time ago.
Uh-huh. But I would say yes, I keep promises. Would you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? This is the giving someone a second chance thing again, technically. I don't think I could. Because it's saying completely trust. That means 100% you're trusting them. You trust them with your life, even. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Someone that's lied to me, even once, shows me that they're more worried about themselves. And so, would I completely trust them? Absolutely not. I think I was about to say that was about to be a hard one, but now that I think about what they're actually asking, I would say no.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be
no.
able to.
Yeah, probably.
Are you an only child? Unfortunately not.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I mean, unfortunately, I have to deal with you two.
Hey!
I'm not that bad.
Do you ever enjoy being drunk? Nope, probably never will.
Never
No.
will be.
Do you like tattoos? Not particularly. I think that's the one thing that I'll call edgy. Do you enjoy being high? No, I don't think I ever will.
No.
No.
Do you believe you have a soul?
Don't we all have souls technically?
That's never been proven, so I would say, I guess, it's a thing with God again, so I guess technically. Did you cry this week?
Yeah.
Of laughter, yes, if that's what you're counting. Like I said this morning, cause crying, if it's tears coming out of your eyes, that's crying. So yes, I've cried of laughter several times this week. Are you upset with someone right now? I don't know. Am I?
I think I am.
Is there someone you're not being completely honest with daily? Daily. I guess in the grand scheme of things, because I'm not telling everyone's secrets or even my secrets to everybody. So that's not being honest, because I'm not telling them my secrets. Like everyone has a secret. Like there's no one in the world that doesn't have a secret that they're holding on to right now, whether it be a friend's secret or your own. So I guess technically in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not like intentionally doing it. What about you guys? What about you guys?
Makes sense.
I'm asking about your answer, not whether my answer was good or not. I don't like this music.
Yeah, I don't like the music. Can we play like happy music?
I'm gonna say yes because these guys are taking too long. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you understand how this works yet?
How what works?
No, I don't. If you answer the questions twice, your truths may change. It's not just about answering the questions; it's about the time you spend answering them. The combination you answer them in. It's about many different variables you'd never even guess. Do you understand? Yes. Are you wondering if the end of the test is coming soon based on the previous question you just answered? Yes. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its intention, would you believe that? I don't feel like this was made specifically for us.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Are you afraid of being abandoned? I guess.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Are you seriously about to ask what abandoned means?
I'm just trying to compare it to something, like a different word.
What?
Forgotten?
No. Abandoned means like being left alone. So I would say yeah. Isabel?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah, probably.
Are you afraid of dying alone? You're never gonna have a situation where you're dying alone, so I'd say no. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? No?
Yeah, kinda.
Why?
I don't know.
Isabel, apparently?
No.
I'm getting worried about this game.
I don't
Are you always on guard, waiting to fend off an attack? Yeah, actually, technically. Do you feel like I know you yet? You probably know quite a bit about me, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? I thought I heard one before, but I'm not sure what it was. It was probably just something in the room. But technically, yes. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. Okay. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. What are you, Sans? Based on what you told me, this is what I can conclude. People would do real well to start taking you a bit more seriously and listening to you a lot more often. Your intelligence is incredibly underrated, even by your own standards. If a zombie apocalypse were to ever occur, you'd be everyone's best friend because a relationship with you wouldn't be an option. It would be simply because it would simply be a necessity to survive. You have so much to offer to this world and those around you, but you absolutely must make your talents and knowledge readily available. People are too afraid to ask you for your opinion oftentimes. Even when they do, they're afraid of your truths. You're not like others, you're special. Not everyone is going to cut it in this life, and that's an unfortunate fact. But you on the other hand, are going to thrive no matter what happens. You've got what it takes to take any project to the next level, whether it's working on your own or as part of a team. You're underrated. You're underappreciated. Yeah, I read under, and then I skipped app and went straight to the R. And you're often misunderstood. It's not fair. But life isn't fair, and it never will be. Life will always be... What is this music? Life will always be what you make it, and you've got some insane amounts of potential. And ultimately, it's still up to you what to do with it. One thing I will say, however, is that you need to snap out of this false reality that you tend to live in sometimes. The world you've managed to escape to in your head, while much better than the world around you, is not going to get you anywhere in life. Actions are what make things happen. Actions will take you to the next level, not just sitting in your head all day long. Let this be the swift kick in the butt you need to be productive and take things to the next level. Don't waste any more time, just kick butt. Your secret word is order. Remember this word, this will come in handy. I'm writing that down. They're saying, I believe them. They're saying it's going to be important. So it's order. Okay, hang on. I'm going to write it down in my notes somewhere. Because they're saying, remember this word, it will come in handy. Okay, I've got it. Order. Cool. Alright. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the very end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you based on your answers to be included in the future project we're currently working on. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be part of history. There's the tagline. This is a chance for you to be part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in the comments. If you do not wish to be part of an upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comments, and we will not select your name. We appreciate any and all comments you leave, and we will always read them thoroughly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, but if they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. Weird.
Wow. Okay.
That ending was, yeah, horror music, yeah. Nightmare music? Great. Weird. So I did not expect that ending, honestly. I was expecting a jump scare at some point.
Yeah, I was expecting a jump scare.
I didn't expect it to take such a serious and motivational turn there. Jeez. Huh. So, just a prediction for the future. This is obviously styled like a RPG, right?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if the test is the prologue to whatever this RPG is, right? And maybe when you play the game, like the next game, maybe the next game they're making, you have to enter the word you were given, and you might get like a special story arc or something. Like you might get something special in reward for taking the test. It was weird though, because it's like, did you see the thing behind you? Did you notice that did you notice the shadow moving in the background or whatever? It's like, it was like some questions were creepy, but then it had such a somber tone, like a somber ending. Huh. I can see why my friend recommended it to me now. Yeah, so the tagline is "Be a part of history" for the game, I think. And so clearly they're working on something massive then, if that's their tagline. Like, that's a pretty bold tagline. So I guess I'll have to watch out for the creators who made this and watch out for what they make next. Because that's clearly what they're working on in the future. Alright guys, this video's probably an hour because we talked a lot. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys. I mean, it did say to grab a thing of water, sit back and relax. They did tell us that, so. Thank you guys so much for watching. On the left, this is technically a horror game, so I have to label it so. So on the left, check out the horror games and other places. You can have all of our horror games in it, including this one, where there's actual like jump scares and psychological horror in it. And then on the right, probably check out the latest horror game we did, which for you guys would be Among the Sleep, which we just released earlier today. So go check that out. And oh yeah, of course, guys, consider subscribing if you like the content you're seeing. Every series we done to this point, we'll finish except for Lewis's Mansion because, I mean, honestly, it's kind of ugly.
Lewis Mansion.
You're gonna
He can't even get his name right. I mean, come on. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.